Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Wise Guys Sports Show here on the Wise Guys YouTube channel. I am one of your hosts, the Big Rican on Sports, Mike Martinez. But tonight is a special episode. Not only is it our only July episode, but it is also our annual Big Rican Baseball Show to break down the first half of the Major League Baseball season. The All-Star break started after today's games are over. Everybody will be in Atlanta starting tomorrow for the Home Run Derby and all the other festivities and the game on Tuesday. But Jim and I thought we should have a big night for you guys, so let's bring in the boys. First is my co-host with the most, Mr. JC Blue Note, Jim Cornetti, and James. Good evening, sir. I see you're rocking your Cardinals red tonight.
Yeah, I got to go with the Warframe hat with TennoCon next weekend, so part of the reason why we're off. But it's, hotter than shit, but yeah, definitely rocking it.
Nice. So I said the boys, which can only mean one thing, is that tonight, the Horsemen ride again. The third member of the Triumvirate, the man from the Row 7 podcast in Chicago, Illinois, Mr. Alex Ruiz. Alex, are we happier that the Rockies are shittier than the White Sox were last year, or are we just not paying attention?
We're just complacent right now. That's what we're at.
That's always good. Always good. And the fourth member of the quartet, the man, the myth, the legend, the old man Gritty himself, the sporting Sith.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? How are we doing tonight?
You got to do them dirty like that?
Threw me right under that bus.
Listen, each one of you know damn well all of you would have done the same shit to me.
Fair.
So, boys, the last time the four of us chatted, we were previewing the season.
Michael, if we're going to do this, let's do it right.
I think. Can I just say, I love the hip hop vibe on that.
That was awesome. Was that new?
No, I think we ran it I think we ran it for draft night or the last time we got together.
I like it.
That's nice.
No, we did run it for draft night because we came back on and John was about ready to lose his fucking mind.
I love that. That is awesome. That hits hard, man. That's good.
It
stuff.
does hit hard.
That's
John, I
good
like
stuff.
the t-shirt, by the way.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Also got a water bottle too, as well.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were telling me about that when we ran into each other a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Merch shop is alive and well. I guys, I got a lot of stuff going on right now. It's insane. It's insane. We don't have to get into it right now, but it's yeah. I got a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. It's awesome. It's all positive. It's all great stuff, but it's crazy.
So speaking of crazy, what did you say?
I just said some weird, wild stuff.
Weird.
Oh, we're doing the Johnny
stuff.
Carson thing already. Dude.
I'm
Hey, speaking of the four of us together, did you happen to get that sound for the soundboard?
still, if it's the one that you've been begging me for a month, I'm still working on it.
Not Jameis, the other one. The movie
Then-
sequel one.
Say that again.
The one that they just announced a sequel for.
I know where you're going with it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hold on.
That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life.
I asked him to have Surrounded by Assholes on there because there is no better night than tonight to throw that one out left, right, and center.
How many assholes do we got in this place?
Yo,
Oh my God. So Jim, what do you say we jump right into it with a hat trick that is loaded with hardball?
It's the three biggest topics in the world of sports from the last week. Get ready for the Wise Guys hat trick.
I always do love the goal horn. So the first half recap, if you take a look at the divisions, we weren't that far off in our predictions. I will say this, Jim, one of those is wrong. Philly beat San Diego today. The Mets lost in Kansas City. Philly has a half-game lead in the East.
yeah, I actually ran this a little bit earlier today while some of the games were still ongoing. So let me get that fixed.
Yeah. So in the American League East, the Blue Jays, after a hot streak, are now in first place in that division. The Detroit Tigers are playing the runaway and hide game in the Central. Houston, to the surprise of every last one of us here, has a 5-game lead in the West. You go to the National League, the Mets and the Phillies are in a 2-team race. And I feel a little vindicated that the Braves are dog shit. Alex, what did I say all that night? The Cubbies are in first place in the National League Central. And
By
well,
by one game.
Is it Milwaukee they're in front of?
Milwaukee, who is the and we'll talk about this here in a second, but just like the AL East has got a 3-team race all of a sudden, so does the NL Central. But go ahead, Mike.
And then, of course, the Dodgers have a 5+. If the Dodgers won today, it's a 6-game lead.
It's 5.5 right now, and then 6 over the Giants, who are still in it.
Yeah. So, and the Dodgers in the West. So, really, a lot of the stuff we talked about back in March, when we did the preview, is really coming to fruition. Some of it, listen, there are a lot of us who root for their teams will take what we've seen so far. I'm going to start on the bottom right with Mr. Rice. And John, has there anything, I know you've been with your son's baseball, so you probably haven't been too into it. Is there anything that surprised you with the first half of the season so far?
Yeah, the freaking Guardians. They are playing like absolute garbage. They just recently had a 10-game losing skid.
Didn't they win 5 out of 6 to end the break, though?
Against the White Sox.
And well, they also
Might as well be a AAA team.
Yeah, but a 3-game, you lose 10 straight, and then you go into Houston and sweep them for the first time in Houston since 2017.
They have a betting problem with their pitchers, which is awesome. That's always great. And since his name's not Shohei Ohtani, he's going to probably get suspended.
Probably.
But, I'm sure his translator made plenty of money off of it, though. I'm sorry. I don't care. Ohtani should have been punished for something. Like, you don't hand the keys to a car and to a drunk person and then not expect to have repercussions when they get in an accident. Like, I'm sorry, you don't hand somebody the keys to your bank account, to your finances, and then when they end up spending all of your money, I don't know. That's a story for another day. But yeah, I would say the Guardians are probably one of the bigger surprises for me. Nothing any. I mean, the Detroit Tigers are turning into the '90s Indians right now, and I think they have the
With
biggest.
pitching.
Well, minus the Colorado, but Colorado Rockies don't count. They have the biggest lead, division lead right now at 11 and a half games and 27 over the last place team. So, I mean, yes, it is the White Sox, but still. So they're basically running away with the division right now. So it's going to happen.
John, you're absolutely right, because they're now everything comes full circle, and Alex can attest to this, living, in Chicago, is that this division typically runs into, you got a couple of teams hovering that nobody wants to pull away from. Like we had with Cleveland and Minnesota a few years ago, Cleveland and Chicago a few years before that. Or you've got something like what we're seeing now, where the Guardians ran and hid a couple of years ago, and now the Tigers are running and hiding because they're playing in the worst division in baseball.
No, I agree. I think the AL Central has been, as scary as this is, a little bit disappointing. I thought each of us thought that Minnesota was going to be better. We thought the Guards were going to be better. That Kansas City was going to be better. I mean, we talked about 3 teams coming out of the Central when we were here.
I think we did. I think we pretty much all had that.
We had teams coming out of the Central. So I'm going to shift this to Alex. Talk a little bit about the Cubs, and I know they're annoying. The Cubs. But is the city rallying around these guys, or are they waiting for football season?
No, I think there is a little bit more life on the south side, just because I think Jerry now has like one knee in the grave. So that's Jerry Reinsdorf. That is, they've kind of like signed the deal tentatively for Matt Ishbia, the owner of the Suns, to kind of take over if down the road. It's not like an immediate transition of power. But I think getting rid of some of the old cancer that was in that locker room and part of that organization and you're bringing up new talent who, yes, it's unproven, but they're young kids and they got nothing more to do than just kind of go out there and play and, make errors, make mistakes, maybe strike out. But I think they're hoping that probably within the next 3 to 4 years that some of this turns positive and, we're not in cellar dwellers anymore.
It's all cyclical. I mean, the whole thing is. I mean, if you look at, I'm going to go to the NL East real quick, and of course, that's where I live and die with the Mets. But if you'd have told me at the beginning of the year, Soto was going to hit 220 up until June 1st, Sean Manaea would not throw a pitch till today, you wouldn't have Montas for the first 2 months, and Senga spent a month on the IL, and you're a half game out of first place, I will take it. Thank you. I will take it. This race between the Mets and the Phillies is going to get really, really good. Let's see what the trade deadline brings, because we're T-minus 18 days from there. The 31st at 6 p.m., it could get very, very interesting. Jim, thank God we're back the first weekend of August, because if that day is anything what I think it's going to be, we're going to have a ton of shit to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to have the fallout of that. We're actually just kind of, even though we saved this for the second half of the show, it's yeah, you're right. This is our last show this is our only show of the month. But then you also think about this, and I just want to plant this seed in everybody's head. By the time Mike and I are back here on August 3rd, we're going to have the trade deadline come and gone. NFL training camps open this week too.
Yeah, it's about to get crazy with the wise guys coming down the pipe. And, of course, you two gentlemen, when we do our football preview, will have to be involved. It's a given.
Well, the 31st is a Hall of Fame game.
I don't even want to talk about it.
All right.
Yeah, but it's preseason. It still doesn't matter. We could do it all the way up until the night before the season starts for all it matters.
Yeah,
The only thing we're going to have to talk about is who's going to get cut and which quarterback's going to be lost for the year. Hopefully, Lamar.
And John, my football starts the day before with Lee Corso's last game.
Okay. Wow.
So, Yeah, Corso's last game is he's going to be at the Horseshoe for Texas. So that's, it's we're going to be going crazy. But let's get back to the issue at hand here. With what we saw in the first half, is there anything you guys think off the top of your head that could change on a dime? Like, for instance, Jim, let me ask you this. Can the guards turn this thing around and make it a race? No, for a wild card. For a wild card.
I'm sorry. You're looking for optimism. I'm going to provide realism here.
Did you give them the Big Chuck and Little John, you douche?
Yeah, I did, because one of the rumors, and we'll talk about it in the third segment of the hat trick tonight when we look at the trade deadline. There's people out there that actually think if Arizona bottoms out, could they end up trying to trade back for Josh Naylor? Get the kids up at this particular point.
Okay.
The season is lost. Bieber's going to make a rehab start on Tuesday down in Akron. It's a joke. You're not doing anything. You're not going to contend. You got to jump way too many teams. Your rotation is, again, this is actually where I'm not going to. You know me. I don't like to play toot my own horn guy, but I'm going to here. And I said that we are getting the version of the Guardians this year that everybody expected last year. So it's just a role reversal. We thought that the Guardians were going to struggle last year and be a little bit or right around under 500, and then they jump out of the chute and have that great run. Then and then we were hoping that this year would have been the turning point. Last year was the turning point, and then you sell everybody off, and now you got to actually start thinking Chase DeLauder. You got to start thinking about Travis Bazzana coming up from the minors. You got to get some consistency out of Kyle Manzardo. Although he's actually had some personal things with his family that he's actually had to step away from for a little while. I want to say he actually took some time off because I think his mom was going through cancer treatments. I was reading, but your ace starter is not making a rehab start until Tuesday. He's at least another 3 to 4 weeks away from being back at this point. What really are you going to think of doing? Just stay in front of Chicago at this point. That's your rallying cry for the year.
So I'm going to say this to you, and because I am the optimistic one of the four of us, we all know this. Rose-colored glasses, actually blue with the things you brought me for the things, dude. There was a team that was 22-33 at one point last year that was 2 wins from the World Series in 2024. Don't sell out on them yet. If they're 22 games back by August 1st, yeah, obviously. They're not out of it yet. The wild card's an interesting thing, and anybody can fall on their face at any time.
Mike and John, John from being from Cleveland, a few miles from me here. Mike, you follow the team as well, along with the Mets. Name one thing that makes you think that they could turn this thing around from what you've seen over the last 6 weeks.
Because crazier shit has happened in that ballpark.
You want me to name one thing that they could do? Every time we win a game, we peel off a piece.
Section.
They're in bad shape right now.
Everyone's going to understand this analogy. The only winner that's going to be playing in that stadium this year was the team that was portrayed in the Superman movie that just opened over the weekend that was filmed here.
Look, I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm telling you, at 3 games under 500 going into the break, it could be a lot fucking worse.
No, you're right. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse.
Because if I'm looking at this, how many games back are they in the wild card?
5 ish.
Are we serious right now? We're
4.5.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
4.5 back in the wild card.
Yeah. I mean, Blue Jays have 55, Detroit has 59, Houston has 56. The next guys up have 53 and 51.
Yeah, but here's the problem. The top 5 teams in the wild card right now, as many injuries as they have, you're not jumping the Yankees. You're not jumping the Red Sox, who finally found themselves. You're not jumping the Mariners. Tampa Bay's playing a lot better. And Texas, even though they're a game under 500, still can whip your ass any day of the week.
Texas is going to sell at the deadline. Jacob deGrom is gone. I need you to understand that. He may not end up back in New York, but he's gone.
Jacob deGrom's been through for about 3 years now.
Jacob deGrom has got one of the top 4 ERAs in the American League this year.
We'll get him. Watch.
They're going to sell.
We'll end up getting him. I mean, that's what they do. That's just what they do. They sell off all of their prime pieces of meat, and then they bring them back when they're done. I mean, look at what they did with Carlos Santana. They're trying to get his second win, and it's like, come on, man. Like,
no, I think he did that for one more year, and then he's going to hang him up after this year after one.
Just to say he did it as a guard.
Yeah. So let's go over the teams in front of him. I watched Kansas City 3 days this weekend. They don't impress me at all. They have pitching and bullpen problems coming out of their ears. Minnesota, who the hell knows? They're also going to sell because the Ryan kid, the pitcher, is going to get traded, and so is Byron Buxton. The Angels, are you fucking kidding me right now? The Angels.
Yeah.
Then you have Texas and Tampa. So you have the Nomad and the guys who play in a garage. If they start pitching like the guards, like we know the guards can, don't be shocked if Tom Hamilton says you'll have an October to remember. By the way, hopefully we can all tune into that. Is it next week or the week after?
What's that?
When Hamilton goes in. It's 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, I think it's. Is it 2 weeks from now, or is it next week? I think it's next week. It's the 13th already.
Yeah. So
we're already halfway through July. This is insane. This year's just flying by.
July 27th, 1:30 p.m.
So 2 weeks from today. Alex, I want to go to you for this one, and I'm going to take you to the National League. Is the Central going to be a 3-team race for the rest of the season, or is that third team going to fall off?
The third team will fall off.
Cardinals, right?
Yeah, it's the Cardinals. Okay. I think they're like 4 back right now, 5 back, right?
6.5.
Oh, 6.5. Oh, okay. It's going to be a 2-team race. I think, unfortunately, St. Louis will fall off. Milwaukee is somewhat relevant, I think, because this Mizoraki kid. But ultimately, I think it all depends on what the Cubs do at the trade deadline. I think they're going to go after Alcantara. I would hope that for their sake, they sign Kyle Tucker to a massive 10 or 12-year deal because they're primed for a push, and that irks me like no other. But I can't deny what they're doing right now, and this might bother you just a little bit, Mike. The talk that Pete Crow Armstrong is getting, you would think that the kid is a Willie Mays already. So
I don't want to discuss it.
Okay. I assume that you wouldn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. The kid is good. I've seen it live. He can do good things, but
Alex, I gave him PCA in the translator last week. He almost pleaded the 5th.
Okay.
I brought up who his mom is. I brought up who PCA's mom is. That's what I did in the translator.
Who's PCA's mom?
PCA's mom is the mom from Little Big League.
No way.
Yes.
What?
Dude, he was a Mets prospect. Of course I fucking know this.
Okay. Alex, really, really quick off topic. Mike and I were looking this up. Was it last week when we were talking about ballparks? Are they talking about building a new Comiskey again?
The ownership or Jerry Reinsdorf wants it, but he also wants it funded by the city, which is not going to happen.
Because I was like looking, and it was like saying possible new Chicago White Sox stadium by 2030.
I don't believe that. I mean, this just kind of shows you the direction that they're going, and it's going to veer off here just a second, but just kind of follow me with it. The Chicago Fire, the MLS Chicago soccer team, has purchased land that's been vacant for 20 plus years, and the owner himself is going to fund a new stadium for them on this land that the White Sox had bid for, or I guess were in the mix for. And I think the Bears were also kind of talking about that as well too, but they're going to Arlington Heights. That's kind of already set in stone.
I was going to say, because the last time we were talking about with the Bears, they were possibly looking at Hoffman Estates.
Arlington Heights.
Arlington Heights. Okay.
Arlington Heights, which is 35 minutes west of downtown Chicago from where they're at right now. Much easily accessible to fans coming from the north, south, west, and east. Where their stadium is at right now is prime for views, but not prime for people to kind of get in and out of. But all that to say, Jerry Reinsdorf wants a publicly funded stadium, which is not going to happen. Just they're better off going to Nashville, like it's rumored, or Azerbaijan, as I had kind of speculated. But
yeah, because we took the Rockies, and we were gonna have the Rockies move to Azerbaijan, and they've been shoved to Minsk-Pinsk.
No, the Rockies are going to the Sudan.
Hey, speaking of the White Sox, though, real quick, I got to do one of these. Bobby Jenks was one of my favorite non-Met pitchers of all time.
That when that news broke, that one hit pretty hard, especially that 04, 05, 06 run that they had was just memorable for me. I was in high school, I think, at the time, maybe a freshman in high school, maybe not even. I could have been in 8th grade.
Was it Mark Burley just honored with the statue?
They gave him a statue Saturday.
Did you?
Here's my question. But
Go
was
ahead, Mike.
Burley's statue him walking out of the Renaissance downtown Cleveland with 3 blondes at 7 a.m. and a 6-pack going and throwing a shutout that afternoon? Because it fucking should have been.
One other piece of White Sox news that we had over the weekend, that Paul Konerko got himself an autographed jersey from the Pope.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, just by His Holiness and the big guy above, we're winning the World Series probably within the next 3 to 5 years. It's just.
Whoa. I was going to say, people call the Mets a
book.
fucking miracle in '69. What the White Sox are going to do with the Pope now? They got his ear.
I mean, exactly. We're first class right here. Okay, this is just direct contact.
Put that on a book. Write that down.
So we're coming into the All-Star game, and obviously we're past the 81 games. Is there anything besides the Guardians, any player production that has shocked you over the first half? Because I know what Jim's going to say. And I have a feeling I know what John's going to say. So I'm going to say it and be that asshole. What the fuck does Cal Raleigh think he's doing?
Cal Raleigh was on my list, but Mike, go ahead and take it.
You were talking about, and mind you, I'm a Piazza guy. If he continues this will be the greatest offensive season from a catcher in baseball history. And I'm including what Josh Gibson did in the Negro Leagues that are now all part of this stuff now. He is catching a top 10 rotation. He's got 38 or 39 bombs.
38.
At 38, which is one off the all-time record, which was by Captain Roy Boy out there in San Francisco.
That's Mike. You would be incorrect. The record is Salvi Perez in 2021. He had 48.
No, I'm talking about by the break.
Oh, by the break. Okay.
Yeah. Salvi hit 48 in 21.
For the
I
year,
didn't realize that. Yeah.
Oh, this Cal Raleigh is gonna.
That's right, because they were talking about that. They were saying in Colorado at the All-Star game, who's going to end up with more home runs for the year, him or Alonso, when Alonso beat him in the Derby. But what Cal Raleigh is doing, I mean, it's just insanity. And no disrespect to what Aaron Judge is doing, Cal Raleigh's the MVP of the American League right now.
You're close. He's a finalist. You're close.
He's the MVP of the American League. Jim, how many 200 hit seasons have there been for catchers?
I see where you're going with that.
2. All time. There's been 2.
Alex and John, your thoughts about player production, because if Mike knows if I'm not going to talk about Cal Raleigh, there is going to be somebody else that I am going to talk about.
Yes.
Go ahead, Alex. I'll let you go first.
I mean, the one guy he's been productive the past couple of years, and I think that he's very tangential to the AL Central right now. But Tarek Skubal, 10-3, 2.23 ERA. Did I take it? Did I take yours?
Yep, you stole my thunder.
Well, go ahead. I'll let you run it with it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean,
I'll just pile on.
What more can I say? That I watched him just on TV his last couple starts, and I mean, I think his last start against was maybe against Minnesota, maybe or something like that. He had 12 in like 6 innings, 12 Ks in 6 innings, and you just mowing him down. I think he probably went 7 innings that game. You know, Detroit obviously won that game, but just kind of seeing what he's been able to do, beyond impressive.
My favorite part about him is, though, and John will get the reference, Skubal's not a thrower. Skubal's a pitcher. Skubal works his stuff. He throws fucking PBs, but he knows how to work counts and he knows how to work hitters, which, I'm sorry, it's impressive these days. You don't see that much. Even with some of the older pitchers now, you don't see them doing those things, and Skubal's doing it at an elite level.
Yeah, I think all you guys can agree, or maybe somewhat agree. Maybe you would argue a little bit, but I think a lot of the pitchers now, we just got throwers. You just got people who can throw 101, 102, 99 consistently, but somebody who can just place the ball and, you know, make people chase and like have people lost at the plate. This guy's it. This is it.
Exactly.
Let me throw out a stat about Skubal that I brought up to Mike when I was out on my my afternoon walk last week. We know that the Guardians have struggled, but yet they've always found a way to, you know, hit good pitching. It really when you never expect. In 2 outings against Cleveland this year, 1 at home, 1 on the road, Tarek Skubal has 16 innings pitched. He's allowed 5 hits, 0 earned runs, and 23 strikeouts.
Wow.
And thank God the Guardians do not see Detroit. Well, I mean, they're going to be out of it anyway, but they don't see him again until September.
Automatically killing him. John, anybody jump out at you besides the 2 that we just brought up?
Every single batter.
Really?
I don't know. It might be something for, I don't know. It might be. It seems to me like averages are lower this year than they have been in the past. I'm looking at the stats now. I think only 7 players in Major League Baseball are batting over 300.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's terrible. Like,
You
so I guess so. I don't know if it's negative against the hitters or if it's positive against the pitchers and defense. I don't know. You know, how do you weigh that out? But at the same time, I guess that's a shocking stat to me. Is that at this point in the season we have 40 games remaining, about 45 games ish.
57. We're at 95 after today, as of today.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so about 60, 65, 70. Yeah. And then but at this point in the season, we're almost at the break, and it's like that seems like a low number. Only have 7 batting over 300. That seems low to me. But
John, you want to hear apocalyptic stat?
sure.
As of right now, Ellie Dela Cruz has already struck out more in the few years he's been up than Tony Gwynn did his entire career.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Why does that not shock me though?
That's almost as bad as he had less strikeouts than he did assists when he was playing point guard at San Diego State.
All right. Well, can I change my answer? Can I tweak my answer a little bit here? All right. With this being draft day and everything, 6 of the first 10 picks were high school seniors. 5 of those 6 picks were shortstops. 6 shortstops were picked in the top 10. That's
Usually
crazy to me. It's all shortstop, pitcher, shortstop, pitcher, shortstop. That's the first 10 picks. Well, I have the list. I just have the list. I'm not watching the draft. I just have it up on one of my screens here, and it's like the first pick of the draft, shortstop out of high school.
He was surprised though.
4th pick of the draft, shortstop out of high school. 7, 8, 9, and 10 were all shortstops, and 3 of those 4 were out of high school. To me, that like shortstop is a very significant position, and to have that many shortstops selected out of high school ranks, that's pretty crazy to me. I mean, we all know that they're not going to see the major league diamond tomorrow. We all know that, but that seems to me like a very significant number. I mean, I don't think they have outfield 17. That's the first non-shortstop / pitcher that was taken at 17. To me, that's crazy. I don't know how you guys feel, but that just seems crazy to me.
Well, I'm going to give a name here to kind of wrap this segment up before we move on. Speaking of shortstops, so John goes with hitters, Alex goes with Scooble. I kind of piggybacked off him. Mike actually brings up his name. Can we talk about arguably the best shortstop in baseball right now in the one place that you never would expect, and that would be Jacob Wilson with the Athletics?
Good God.
He's hitting .332, which is second in the majors. He's got 113 hits at the break, second in the majors, only to Aaron Judge. He struck out only 28 times in 85 games.
Hand him the plaque right now.
His WAR is only a 2.1, which is, putting him in the 90s or something like that. But with that kind of average, now let's actually see what happens in a couple of years when they're actually out in the desert as opposed to out in, Sacramento where the ball's going to carry a little bit better, with that dry heat out in the desert, even though it's going to be retractable at that point. But I mean, you always like to be able to see, Alex can attest, you'd like to be able to see some guys start to make improvement when they're going to be that bad. Pittsburgh's got that right now, albeit we don't know for how long with Paul Skeens. We've got some talent with the Rockies, even though that they've shit the bed with how they put that team together. But right now, Jacob Wilson is, I'm not saying he's a lone bright spot for the Athletics just because of how bad they were, because they've got nowhere else to go but up. But he's a really, really big, I don't want to say catalyst, but he's the kind of guy right now that this team can use, strap a rocket to his ass, and just try to hold on at this point.
I don't think anybody who watched his daddy saw this coming. With Griffey, you knew he was going to be good because his old man was that good on those Big Red Machine teams. No one saw this coming from Jack Wilson's kid. No disrespect to Jack Wilson. He's a great shortstop.
He's only 23.
Dude,
23.
he's
That's crazy.
He's so good.
That's crazy.
This is Pittsburgh legend Jack Wilson, right?
That's his dad, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Unreal.
He's
Hey, John, does
projected
it fuck,
to hit.
does it fuck with your head that
according
these
to
young kids in the big leagues could be our kids?
It's
age-wise?
it's insane.
According to ESPN, he's projected to finish the season with only 46 strikeouts and 187 hits.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
And he's in a bit of a slump right now because in his last 5 games, he is 1, 2, 3. He's 4 for well, he's hitting 250 right now. I want to say he's like 4 for his last 19 or something at the plate.
Yeah, and what is his average dip to 330?
Dipped to 332. Yeah.
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 Oh, the fucking Mets took somebody out of Michigan. God damn it.
So we've done 40 minutes already on this. The next 2
Wow.
are going to be able to fly a little bit. So
All-Star preview. Truist Park in Atlanta. Of course, it was at Turner Field the last time, which was built for the 96 Olympics. 2000, that's the year Sammy Sosa won the Derby, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And Jeter won the All-Star Game MVP because he was the first player to win the All-Star Game MVP and the World Series MVP in the same season. And I know he won the World Series MVP that year because I wanted to shoot him after that series. But hey, I said to Steph today, I said, you know, it's the first Derby I'm not going to watch in a long time. She said, why not? I said, Pete's not doing it. Shocked the shit out of me. If I had to pick one, I'm picking Acuna to win that thing. Let the hometown guy win this thing. But so we have were we in agreement? Is this the best All-Star game of the 4 majors?
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
Okay.
By far.
The starting pitchers were announced today.
I would probably put the NHL also All-Star game second.
Oh, I would too.
I'd agree.
I'm gonna have it out here on the Sports Note tomorrow. I've actually come to the point where I don't fucking care anymore because they don't mean anything. They're entertainment. They don't mean anything. And I'm also I've officially in the last 3 weeks come around to the idea that putting all-star nominations or all-star, appearances on your resume doesn't mean shit anymore. It never does. You should go by first, second, third team all pros. All-stars don't mean a fucking thing.
I don't disagree.
I would say if you're going to put an asterisk on it, and this is what I would do. If you're a starter, don't count it because that's fan vote. If you're a reserve, that's players and coaches that vote for those guys. So that one, if you make an all-star team, yes, I absolutely think you should do that. You should put it on your resume. But if you're a reserve, because then they're acknowledging the year you're having. It's not a fucking popularity contest. You can't sit on your phone and vote 44 times for the reserves. It just don't work that way. Just me. But we got a hell of a pitching matchup Tuesday night. What's up, Alex?
I just want to know if you guys, we can certainly get into what you're going to say, but I just want to know if you have anything on the kid from Milwaukee making the All-Star team.
It's a fucking joke.
It's making some significant waves.
I've got a page of notes on my Chromebook, literally as long as this legal pad, that I'm going off on that. I can't believe I'm actually saying it publicly. I completely agree with Trey Turner.
Yeah, and Nimmo said something about it. Nimmo doesn't say anything about anything. He said it's getting to be a little stupid. Castellano said it's turning into the bananas, which no, it's not. The bananas are far better. But Kodai Senga's got a top 10 ERA. He's not on the All-Star team. And again, I'm bitter because he's a Met, but still, you have to respect it. You have guys who have made starts every single day. This kid's pitched 5 games. It's not the situation last year with Skeens, who came in and dominated to a level that could not be ignored. This kid hasn't done that.
Yeah, Skeens completely deserved it because it was there from day one. Miz has only been there 3 weeks.
5 starts.
He's made 5 starts.
3 weeks.
Yes, 5 starts. It's ridiculous. But speaking of Skeens, boys, we got a hell of a pitching matchup Tuesday night to start it. As Tarek Skubal will take the ball for the American League and Paul Skeens will take the ball for the home National League team in their team's uniforms, not that stupid shit from years before.
Oh, they're going back to the uniforms? Oh, nice. Like the home team will wear their white home jerseys and the away team will wear their. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, finally. Instead of those stupid American national red and blue crap.
Yeah, I think the NBA is going back to that too.
Oh
the
my
NFL
gosh,
doesn't
that's
really
so
have
awesome.
a game anymore, and the NHL is still doing that that divisional team format. So they're still going to have something for that. But yeah, baseball and the NBA have gone back to teams wearing their actual jerseys in the game.
Even if they did, like, I would even put a twist on it. Like, even if they didn't want to go back to the team jerseys, keep them like American or national, whatever, but have them written out in their team colors. Like, have it be American, have them wear white with American with their team colors. Like, all of their uniform colors will be their team colors, but it can still say American across the front or national across the front, but it's their team colors. Like, and the Yankees will still get pinstripes, and like just kind of keep the uniform intact, but put national across or American across the front rather than their team name. But it's their team color, it's their team uniform, just with their league on their jersey.
I like that.
You shouldn't just be editing people's pictures so they're not sexual in nature when they get sent out, John. You should be an idea for the MLB.
I think that would be really cool. I think that would look really cool, and because you would mesh the best of both, because you would please the fans by having the team colors, and then you would please the major league offices by still having national American on the jerseys.
What about the idea of everyone wearing their white home pants, but well, hear me out. Since this is in Atlanta, the National League's going to be the home team. They wear their home whites with white pants. The American League wears their white pants with their dark jerseys.
No, I don't think you break it up that way, because there's some that just won't look right. Because if you wear the white jersey with the gray pants and you're a Yankee, it's going to look stupid.
Well, I'm not saying wearing. I'm saying everyone wears their white pants, but the American League would wear
the
dark jerseys with the white pants. Everyone wears white, at least for their pants.
At least the pants.
Just the jerseys.
I don't know. Well, I think you'd have to do a solid white if you're the Yankees. And I'm using the Yankees as an example because it's the most iconic uniform out there.
Well, of course, yeah, of course.
You can get away with that with a few of them, but I think that, the marquee NY, because my NY ain't the marquee one yet, would look kind of fucking stupid. I'm excited. I'm going to watch Tuesday night because I want to see Skubal and Skeens go to war for 2 innings. Because I think those two, they're both psycho, and they're going to go after it Tuesday night. The things I'm interested to see how long Acuna plays Tuesday night, because he's still coming off the knee and he hasn't been playing that long. And did he get elected to start?
No.
Who?
Ronald Acuna Jr.
Actually, he did. The starters are for the American League: Cal Raleigh, catcher for the Mariners; Vlad Guerrero, first base for the Jays; Gleyber Torres, second baseman for the Tigers; Jose Ramirez, who's not going to play, for the Guardians; Jacob Wilson for the Athletics; Judge Riley Green for the Tigers; Javi Baez for the Tigers; DH Ryan O'Hearn for the Orioles. National League: Will Smith will catch for the Dodgers; Freddie Freeman, first base for the Dodgers; Ketel Marte, second baseman for the Diamondbacks; third base Manny Machado for the Padres; shortstop Lindor; outfield will be Judge, PCA, and Kyle Tucker from the Cubs, and then the DH will be Ohtani.
So Acuna, PCA, and Tucker.
Kyle Tucker.
Ooh, I like that. Those two lineups are kind of scary.
It brings me back. Like a lineup like this brings me back,
dude.
I'm talking to like I'm talking like when I was a kid, late
Dude.
80s, early
Yes.
90s with these lineups. I'm not talking about late 90s, early 2000s. I'm talking late 80s, early 90s with these lineups.
I'm thinking back to one. They were just talking the other day on some show about Bo Jackson in the 89 game in Anaheim leading off. The guys behind him, Boggs hit second, Mattingly hit third. Stop there.
Yeah.
Fucking serious? Because guess what? Canseco hit fourth.
Yeah.
This is 1989. This is the
His
year after he
needle
went
hit
40
fifth.
40.
Yeah.
Who hit fifth?
His needles.
It's needles.
They hit fifth, sixth, and seventh. I'm interested to see too if this happens. If the National League is winning, is in Atlanta, is Dave Roberts going to have the balls to put Diaz in Atlanta?
Oh wow.
Now, I will
cry with laughter.
I was thinking about this since, again, we know my take that the All-Star game doesn't mean anything anymore in any sport.
It doesn't.
But what would be more entertaining for you guys to see basically everyone on the rosters get in? Jose Ramirez says he's not going to play because he gets hit in the foot and then goes out and murders Houston pitching. The next 3 games after that. And he says he's not going to play because he wants to rest and focus on the second half of the year. You're telling me he couldn't actually step up, take 3 pitches, either strike out or pop out or something like that, and just get just be available because the Guardians have no other representative that's going? Or would you rather see something kind of like historic? So like if Schoolboy goes out there and they leave him in for 4 innings and he's throwing a perfecto and his pitch count is like mid 40s, would you like to see him just keep running to see what he has as opposed to send everybody and their mother out there?
No, because the minute you do that, pitch 49 ends his season. And then the manager from who is it?
Boone.
Boone.
Okay, bad example. Acuna's got 2 home runs. Do you send him back out there for possibly a third?
In Atlanta, yes. Anywhere else, no.
But you know what I mean. Take anybody else in that line.
Yeah.
It's if Judge is out there and he's got 2 tape measure shots out there, because that's certainly not the best hitter's park. Do you send him back out there for a third, or do you basically start emptying benches?
Would I send him back out there? Yes. Is Aaron Boone going to take his fucking golden egg and send him back out there? Hell no. Judge is going to get 1 at bat. You watch.
Even though it's batting practice.
No, these dudes bring.
I don't think it is. I don't think the All-Star game is batting practice.
These guys are throwing heat out there.
They're not throwing a lot of junk to preserve their arm, but they are bringing it. They are going to bring some heat. It's a show. It's a show. We all know it's entertainment. We all know it's a show, and I can promise you that the pitchers are bringing heat.
My favorite moment in an All-Star game, and I hate the 2 sons of bitches involved. I can't stand either one of them. But when Schilling walked to the end of the mound, looked A-Rod in the face and said, "My best against your best. What do you got?" Are you kidding me? That was fucking beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Before we
these dudes that pitch in this game, Jim, they're bringing it. They're not. That's why it's an actual game. These guys go out there and they're trying to prove they're basically.
Plus they also know that they're on a short pitch count. They're on a very small pitch count too. So they're just going to bring the heat for 15 to 20 pitches and then be good to go.
And think about it. A lot of these guys are auditioning for their next contract. So you put them up against the best. That's hundreds of millions of dollars that they show out.
Yeah. Yeah. If you come out and strike out 5 of 6 in an All-Star game.
Well, I bring up 2015 when DeGrom came in and struck out the side on 10 pitches. That's when everybody went, okay.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
And Kipnis was one of those guys. I remember that.
Favorite All-Star moments before we move on?
Ooh.
that you witnessed or actually remember watching on tape?
Oh.
July 9th, 1997. A Sean Estes changeup blown away. Sandy Alomar deposits in the left field bleachers to become the first player to win the MVP in his home park. 22 years later, to see Shane Bieber strike out the side and do the same thing. And the I Stand for Cancer when Cookie came out. What about you, Alex? What's your favorite All-Star memory?
Well, I was quite young, but it was kind of more of a comical moment. But when Randy Johnson almost took off John Kruk's head.
Or a couple years later when Larry Walker decided to bat right-handed.
That's my favorite that I've watched.
Flip the helmet backwards.
Yeah.
And then went to the other side of the plate, took one pitch, and then went back over to the other side of the plate.
What nobody remembers is Johnson and Walker came up through the Expos organization together. Johnson did that shit on purpose.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
John, what about you, buddy?
Mine involves a catcher. It was Craig Biggio's heir. Because he was such a great catcher before he got transitioned to second base. And then he ended up being one of the best second basemen ever. And he committed like the only error ever by a catcher in an All-Star game.
I thought you were going to say Fosse.
Well, I mean, the Fosse one, yeah, with Pete Rose ending his career. I mean, yeah, that one, yeah, that's wow, that's right up there too. Yeah.
I got to say,
I actually, short story here. I actually had Ray Fosse's catcher's glove. I don't
Did you
know if
really?
yeah, I actually, my uncle at the time was bat boy for the Indians, and
No
Ray Fosse gave him his catcher's glove. So I used Ray Fosse's catcher's glove when I was like little league.
Jesus.
Yep, it was a brown old ass glove. It had Fosse on the side in permanent marker. I don't even know where it is anymore. It's I couldn't even, which kind of upsets me because it's like now looking back, it's like wow. But
yeah,
my favorite All-Star memory of all time certainly wasn't really during my lifetime where I was paying attention. And Mike, we brought it up on the show a couple of weeks ago. Dave the Cobra Parker throwing out from third, from throwing that runner out halfway up the third base line.
And it was Downing from the Angels too, and Downing could fly. Oh, but it was Craig Nettles he threw out at third base.
Yep.
I mean, how good do you have to be defensively to win the All-Star Game MVP for two throws?
I
Rest
mean,
in peace, Cobra.
we said it. He's going in the Hall of Fame in 2 weeks. He put up a lot of great highlights. He got himself some world championships. But for my money, those two throws are what his good. There's certain moments, like, you know, Piazza's got his moments. Unfortunately, one of those moments is having the bat thrown at him by Roger Clemens. But everyone got certain things that they're always known for. Dave Parker's biggest highlights for every great thing he ever did in his career are two cannon throws in a game that really didn't mean anything.
Yeah, but those boys in the 70s took that shit for fucking real. Look, I mean, come
absolutely.
on.
Absolutely.
It was the 1970 All-Star Game that Pete Rose ended a dude's fucking life.
Yeah. Yeah, they played to win that game.
Yeah. Oh, they were insane about it too.
Yeah. Was that back when the team that won had home field advantage?
No. That didn't start till after the tie in 2002. And the first time it was whoever won got home field advantage was the following year in Chicago. And Hank Blaylock of the Texas Rangers hit a home run late in the game to win it for the American League.
Because wasn't that at that point, because it was a tie and they were trying to figure out, okay, how can we make this a somewhat of a competitive game? And they're like, let's put a little bit of a stipulation on it. Is it even still like that anymore or no? No, I didn't think so.
And me knowing that it was Hank Blaylock who hit the home run just tells me two things. One, I watch a lot of baseball, and 2, I have a lot of stupid shit in my head.
Well, yeah. Just
When
no
did they-
hair on top.
They end that.
When did they end it?
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, what John said.
I thought I snuck that one in there.
Yep,
I heard him.
I caught it.
I mean, I have extra room now.
There you go. There it is. Yeah, when did they end that?
19 was the last one
Wow.
19.
in Cleveland. I think.
I mean, that's a pretty cool rule to kind of keep it interesting, but
I wonder if that was a PA suggestion.
No, it was Bud Selig being a goddamn idiot.
No, to take it out, to remove it again.
That was fan uproar.
Okay, all right. I figured it was PA. I figured the Players Association was like, you know what, let's not do this anymore. So I wonder if they maybe put it in the CBA.
Possible. What year did the All-Star Games stop determining home field for the World Series? Oh, it was 2017.
Hmm.
So the final one was in Miami.
Interesting.
All right, Jim, what's the third one? Oh boy. Just simply, oh boy, we could have some serious shit go down. Because this baby's going to hit 88 miles per hour, and we're going to see some crazy, crazy things. Dude, the 3 things right now that I'm like reading up on between Twitter and Threads and every place else, the 3 big names that are going to be on the move are Jacob deGrom, Alcantara from Miami, and there is a lot of groundswell that Paul Skeens is going to get traded.
Paul Skeens is not getting
No
moved.
way. No way.
Paul Skeens is not
seeing it.
getting moved.
He doesn't play for Cleveland. He's not getting traded.
No, he plays for Pittsburgh, which is just
If he played for Cleveland, I would say yes, he would get traded, but no.
oh. This is what I get for swimming with the kid for 2 days in a row.
I mean, if they were to trade him, if they trade Paul Skeens, they're getting 9 active roster players,
Like a full new squad.
Mike, I'm going to do this now. If Paul Skeens gets moved by the time we come back on the air, when we do our college football preview, I will give you 10 uninterrupted minutes and step off camera to shill and splooge all over Ohio State that you want.
Whoa. Write it down, Mike. Write it down.
Right, it's on the fucking internet. It's never going away.
And if not,
And if not,
I will
it's
make an
status quo.
OTR of that as a reminder.
Yeah, it's status quo at that point in time. The only reason I said Skeens could be moved is not wishful thinking. It's not anything other than this. The Pirates know he's not staying. They know it. If they think there's a chance, they're beyond stir crazy fucking stupid.
Well,
might
they
as well
also-
get something back for him.
They also
Exactly.
haven't made it worthwhile for him to stay. Like you've put nothing around him.
That's true.
The guy that they're talking about going to the Mets is Keller, the other decent pitcher in that rotation for minimal coming out of the minor leagues. You know, you have relievers that are going to be moved. Emmanuel Clase, depending on what happens, the 10 days coming out of the break, could be one of them.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, I've got no problem.
I'll
with
pack
it
his
if
I'll
they
pack his
decide to
bag
do it.
for him.
That's nice of you, John.
He's been terrible. Yeah.
Okay, John.
But I'll tell you what, if Skeens does get moved, he's not going anywhere near the National League.
No, I don't think you would either. I think
No,
he'd go
he
to
won't go
America.
anywhere near the National League. They will ship him
There's
off
only
to
two-
like Los Angeles or something.
There's only 2 or 3 teams.
Angels,
First of
I'm
all,
talking. Angels, I'm talking,
Yeah,
not Dodgers.
There's only 2 or 3 teams who could make this move.
Yankees.
The Mets are one, the Dodgers are one, the Yankees are one.
No, because
He's
the
going to a
money.
big market. Because they're the
Same.
only 3 that are going to be able to throw the back up the Brinks truck to him and go, here, motherfucker, take it all. And oh, by the way, bring your hot gymnast girlfriend with you to the biggest media markets in the world. The interesting one is there's a lot of groundswell Mike Trout's going to get traded. Now, again,
it's not Mike Trout of old.
No, but
if he can find new life somewhere, if he can find like a regeneration somewhere, that I could see that.
He goes to Philly, I'm driving up 95 and starting a fight. End of story. But we could see some names moved that we just go like, what? Really? Like I said, DeGrom, there is a lot of the other one is DeGrom. There is heavy talk that Jacob DeGrom is going to be traded. He came back from TJ at the end of last year and he was good. He has taken 7 miles an hour off, or 5 or 7 miles an hour off his fastball. So now it's gone from 101 down to 95, 96, and he is doing his pinpoint thing from when he won 2 Cy Youngs in New York. He's going to be there for somebody. This trade deadline is going to be insanity.
So Texas is that far of it, they're going to wave the white flag and let him go?
Texas has to reset because they got old very fast. And they won their World Series.
What if someone like him going to Atlanta?
Again, I'm going up 95 and killing someone. John, the Atlanta Braves.
I could kind of see something like that happening.
John, the Atlanta Braves are 13 games under 500. They're going to sell because there's talk that the older Acuna's on the move too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can get somebody like a DeGrom, if you can steal somebody like that, why would you? Like, I mean, I understand the thought process of selling, but like, if you can get a piece like DeGrom, like, and you can possibly get Acuna to stay, why don't you build around that? Rather than selling and like rebuilding the whole thing. Like, you know what I mean? Just get a couple pieces that you might be missing.
The issue with the Braves is that Acuna now knows the deal he signed a few years ago is so far under market value for him that he's showing it. And that's not how the Braves work. So you send him out, you free up all that money because you're going to have to take on his money. And you send him to a contender. I know one place he won't go is to play with his brother because I think his brother's going somewhere too. I think the Mets are going to trade Luis Angel Acuna for pitching, which I'm not ecstatic about, but I understand it. He's one of your higher market prospects. Brett Beatty has played a comparable second base, and you still have McNeil on the roster. He's sitting in the minor leagues, or he's playing when someone's hurt. If you can move him for pitching, move him for pitching.
Alex, let me bring up a name here, and because I'm going over an ESPN Plus article from a couple of days ago, and one of the things that's actually brought up, fellas, is that Skeens isn't projected to move, but the Tigers are expected to make a rush for David Bednar with the Pirates. But Alex, I've heard a lot of rumors going around, and this was brought up in the Jeff Passan article, of the Cardinals moving Ryan Helsley and possibly interested with the Boston Red Sox, especially with their resurgence in the last week. Because the Red Sox really don't have a closer right now. And if they're going to chase down and really catch and get out in front of the Jays and the Yankees, I think they've got to bolster their bullpen.
I mean, I would certainly agree, and it makes sense, but they were also just a couple of days ago, and I know that things have changed considerably with their winning streak, but they were talking about moving Jarren Duran. So I don't really know what they're looking at, what they're doing. It only makes sense for them to stay and compete, but there's been a whole lot more than little chatter that Jarren Duran is on his way out, and that doesn't make sense if you're looking to compete. So it all depends on what Craig Breslow decides to do, and you've seen what he did with Rafi Devers. So
that's exactly where I was going with that. It's because what's more likely to happen is that are they looking to maybe get a bat to be able to fill Devers in the aggregate, playing a little Billy ball, there, or are they looking to shore up the bullpen, mainly the back end of it, because of how well they're playing without Devers?
I mean, to me, it makes sense. You stay in it. You're still competitive. You're on a winning streak right now. Hopefully, you could take that into the All-Star, past the All-Star break and into the deadline and go after a closer, because Garrett Crochet, that I regret that my guys moved, is having a phenomenal year. So for me, it makes sense that Boston kind of stays in it. But if they wave the white flag, that will certainly shock me.
The 3-team race that we've now got in the AL East, who's more likely to? We all know that all 3 teams are probably either going to stand pat or buy. Who's playing who, and who do you think gets the edge with this?
Toronto's buying pitching.
Yankees are getting a third baseman. They're going after Eugenio Suarez. Makes sense. Short porch, easy home runs. You got a guy who can hit bombs quite easily. You DFA LeMahieu, you got a spot.
Yeah, no, they're going after Suarez.
So assuming,
Whoa.
was that
South
you,
Coast
Mike?
Thunderstorm. Yeah.
Wow.
So if they make those moves, Red Sox look to maybe bolster the bullpen. The Yankees go after pitching. The Blue Jays go after pitching. Who do you think then becomes? Who do you think is? I don't want to say the class of the division, but who's most likely to keep their runs going towards the end of the year? Who do you think comes out of this?
I think
Boston.
Toronto gets a wild card.
I think Boston.
I kind of agree with John. As a former Red Sox fan, I like what they're going with this.
Yeah, I think the Toronto gets a wild card.
I think Toronto will take a step back. I think Boston could make that proverbial significant leap if they go for it.
The thing is, I think Boston has the most to gain.
Because the Yankees right now have a very, very patchwork rotation, and I think that's going to bite them in the ass, especially with all the matchups in the second half they're going to have against the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Williams has been inconsistent.
Yeah, but if the Red Sox get like a piece or two, they could be the one to watch over there. I don't think the Blue Jays have the longevity. I don't think they have the stamina to go the full season.
Yeah, I
with
think
what they're doing. The Yankees and Red Sox are just going to say, you know what, we'll let you sit out there for a little while, but when push comes to shove, we'll let you know how little brother is supposed to be.
Well, I think the Jays are set up, but not. I think I don't want to say that they're playing the part of what the Guardians were last year, because I think the Jays were going to be in contention for wild card this year, and I think they're right where they need to be. I think the Yankees are going to they're going to fall off, and they're going to need to start looking towards next year. Again, the pitching, you can't get past pitching that late in the year. You can't outscore, everybody 7-3 every single night. You got to have the pitching, especially when the weather starts turning colder and the ball starts staying down. It's when your lineup's loaded with guys that are expected to knock it, 400 feet every time bat meets wood, a ball meets wood.
And that's why Tito's Guardians teams were always successful later in the season, because he played small ball.
Yeah.
He created runs. And that's why his teams were actually very successful towards the end of the year, and that's why they made those runs towards the end of the year.
Because I think Toronto is set up better for next year to maybe start positioning themselves as the cream of the division. The Yankees are going to outspend everybody, but I think the Yankees, I don't want to say the Yankees are going to fall off, but I think the Yankees are going to be that team that has the really good record, but doesn't have the playoff seeding nor the talent late in the year to kind of show for it. And I think the Red Sox are just kind of sitting pat right now. They've got their high-priced talent. They've moved Devers. They've improved. They'll go out. They'll get a couple of pieces. They're not going to make the huge splash in 2 weeks. I have no problem saying I think right now the Yankees are third in terms of the forecast of the 3 teams in that race.
It's because they also really don't have a whole lot to deal with. Mm-hmm. They kind of emptied the farm system and the tradable prospects in the Soto deal. And now, to take a line from Randy Quaid, their old Mother Hubbard and there's not much in the cupboard.
And Alex, what like you talked about potential White Sox changing ownership here soon, and you have the blessing of the Pope, which is phenomenal. But where do you like honestly though? Do you really see the White Sox potentially leapfrogging the Central and potentially being World Series contenders in the next handful of seasons?
I'm saying probably 2031, 2032. I think they can be somewhat of a relevant organization. I think the 3 to 5 year window was just kind of it was a divine intervention that was. No, they're probably looking at like the 6 to 7 year mark. I would say for them, they're ideally would be competitive, and I think that will really flourish when this new ownership kind of takes the reins and can go out and be competitive like the Dodgers and the Boston and the Yankees and kind of just go pick and pull talent accordingly. But also I think draft better as well too. That way a lot of it is your original core versus just kind of saying we're going to just pull all-stars out off your roster just to kind of fill this and then get to the promised land and then fall short and then you're rebuilding in 15 years again or 10 years again.
Because it's crazy. Like we always talk about, LA and New York always being like the markets, right? But Chicago is not a small market. You know what I mean? It's like, how come they only have a handful of championships? You know what I mean? It's just crazy to me to see Chicago is not a small market. Why are they not spending money over there? That's just crazy to me.
It's ownership, obviously, on the south side because I can attest to it because I hear it and see it. On the north side, they're in a completely different realm. Honestly, their ownership, they are millionaires, if not billionaires. They built themselves a ballpark village that makes money hand over fist.
Yeah,
you can pull in somebody that's a free agent because being on the north side of Chicago, there's a little bit more money out there, more affluent. You can live in the northern suburbs. That it's you can find your $1 million homes, and it's not really a problem for these guys. So there's a lot more lively attitude out there. It's just their ownership. They claim biblical losses, and it's like if every team was operating in a loss, you would not own a major league franchise. So I think that's hot garbage, and ultimately that's why I think the feet are to the fire right now with them because they're going in relatively hot. Milwaukee's right behind them, but it's their division to win. If they somehow lose this, that's going to be a true embarrassment, and it would shame me as a Chicagoan to say like this team is primed to make a significant run and to compete against the Mets, compete against Philly, compete against the Dodgers because those are really the only teams that could possibly compete. So you don't have like 5-6 teams in front of you to go after. You're short list. And you could be World Series candidates if you add a couple players and then you go out and, sign that fat check over to Kyle Tucker because he, by all means, deserves it.
Alex, let me ask you this on a personal level. We know that every market that has 2 teams in it, Islanders hate the Rangers, Yankees hate the Mets, White Sox hate the Cubs. But if the Cubs run the table here, would you still show up at a parade because of the fact that it happened in Chicago?
I don't know that I would show up at the parade, but I certainly will tip the cap to them. I mean, it's well deserved. It's 162 games plus your playoff run that is tasking and challenging in itself. So, kudos to them. I mean, they did it in 2016 and, the city went wild and rightfully so after 108 years. And if they're able to get back, 9 years removed from their last World Series and win it again, by all means, kudos to them. But there really isn't that rivalry anymore that there was a number of years back between Sox and Cubs because one organization is not really relevant. They're not competitive.
Oh, it sounds like Michigan and Ohio State. One of them is not relevant.
I'm sorry. What hardware do we have now?
Hey, Big Ten, and you still can't beat the team up north.
Listen, I met John. Bobby and I now have matching T-shirts that say the Buckeyes went down to Georgia.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But on all facets, as a Chicagoan, knowing that we're probably number 3 market in the U.S. and you're not breaking in championships from the hockey team to your basketball team to your baseball teams to your football team that is dying for one, it is a slight to all fans, because I'm sure just like you guys are Cleveland fans, Chicago fans are passionate as hell. So,
Mike, real quick, because I saw you actually wanted to make a point here. Literally 20 minutes before we went live, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw Dangle with his podcast crew, and they were going over the top 3. If you were a player in the NHL, what are the top 3 markets you would not want to be traded to? And one of them said Chicago, right at the top of right behind Buffalo, because nobody wants to play for that team right now.
Mm-mm. No, I was just gonna say thanks for Lonzo.
You're welcome.
You wanted him out of town like John wants Classic out of town, didn't you?
I mean, if you think of where the White Sox are, and they're low on the totem pole, the Chicago Bulls they're cellar dwellers.
That's crazy.
And
that's such nostalgia. I don't want to say nostalgia because that sounds like maybe it is the right word in this time. Like just the Bulls name. It's kind of like you say Yankees. It's maybe not be as big as the Yankees, but you say the Bulls, and it's like that's kind of reminds me of that.
You think of Chicago as the second mecca of basketball. This is not like Kansas, Kansas City, Kansas, whatever. This is this is a massive city for basketball. There's a lot of talent that comes out of here and goes other places and flourishes. And why, again, and this is also tangential. The son of the White Sox owner owns the Chicago Bulls, and he operates it as if it's just the dog and pony show. As long as they fill the seats, sell some parking, sell some beers, it matters. That's it.
And that's what's crazy. Like that's the difference between like the NBA and the Major League Baseball is like, I really truly believe that the NBA's successes rely heavily on the New York Knicks being successful, the Chicago Bulls being successful, the LA Lakers being successful. I really think the NBA thrives on that. And because you have those 3 major teams that are not being successful right now, the NBA is hurting hard right now. And I think Major League differs from that because I don't think they rely on one specific franchise to be successful. Look at when the Cubs won the World Series. It was the Cubs versus the Indians at the time. It's like the 2 very storied franchises, and they talked about how long it's been since either one of them had won a World Series. And it's like, and like, that's crazy. And how many, like we talked about this, Mike, the difference in not just franchise locale, but just the smaller teams always have a chance. And that's crazy.
Go ahead and make your point, and I'll actually follow up with what I was going to say.
Yeah, the thing I was going to say was you have to understand something, though, John. And I think this is why it's like that with baseball. Everybody hates the big boys in baseball. No one likes the fucking Dodgers. No one other than the fans of them like the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. All the baseball movies that we have seen over the years, which team has multiple times been the villain? The Yankees.
Taylor, they ain't released you yet.
That's your wife and the kid. If you look at last year's World Series, the ratings were lower for a Dodgers-Yankees World Series than it was in 2015 for a Mets-Royals World Series.
Yeah, because everybody wanted to see the Royals beat the Mets.
That and the Mets had those 4 young pitchers that everybody wanted.
But the New York connection, the fact that it's the Mets, it's still a New York connection. Everybody wants to see the little guy beat the big guy.
Agreed.
And as a Boston Celtics fan for over 40 years, the Celtics have actually had a resurgence. They came off of a world championship. Had Tatum not gone down, they could have easily repeated this year. And yet, when John mentioned the Knicks, the Bulls, the Lakers, the Celtics were not part of that equation because of how downtrodden the Celtics have been since really the mid-'80s when Larry, Kevin, and Robert kind of moved on.
Yeah, that and people don't like Jason Tatum
that too.
because
I mean,
Jason Tatum went to fucking Duke.
You know, the last time the Celtics were really everyone was on the Celtics bandwagon was when we saw really the first incarnation of the big three with Garnett, Pierce, and
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Why was I going to say Gary Payton for a minute? But that
The
was
original big three.
wrong big three for the other rival, and that one didn't work out. But you know, I completely agree and understand with where you're going at with that angle.
Yeah. But gentlemen, we're actually going to skip halftime tonight because I don't know how long before I'm going to be flying off the fucking Oz. So, what do you say we jump right into the blast and let's bring this sucker home? We can still do it in under 2 hours.
Let's go.
Come on.
I know, computers.
Hey, in case you haven't noticed, and judging by the attendance, you haven't.
I do adore
I love that.
that. So the blast actually pretty quick tonight, gentlemen. We don't have a whole lot to go through because we do want to get to a very fun-filled special translator for the evening. So Jim, if you there. Let's start with the first. And Ndamukong Suh, one of the most dominant interior defensive linemen, has called it quits after 13 years in the league. The last defensive finalist for a Heisman Trophy that had a prayer of winning it. I remember, because no disrespect to you, John, I'm going to take a shot at my team too. There was no way Chase Young and or the safety that the Browns took for Michigan win the fucking. What was his name?
Killing my fan.
That's not his name, Jim.
Oh, sorry.
What was that safety's name?
Oh, the one that the Browns got?
Yeah,
Uh,
if they traded to the Odell deal.
why can't I not think of his name? Why am I drawing a blank right now?
Listen, dude. Jim, the safety from Michigan, the Browns took in the first round in 2015.
Wasn't Justin Gilbert. He was a cornerback.
No, he didn't go to Michigan either.
Peppers.
Julius
Pepper. Yeah.
Jabril.
Oh, yeah. Okay. How can
Peppers.
we ever forget the guy who Greg Williams used to line up over in Eastlake?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
But when Sue was at Nebraska, he had a legit shot to win that Heisman that year, and probably should have for the season he put up. And then, of course, domination in the league. Did he win a Super Bowl with somebody?
Tampa.
Look, man, he also stepped on dude's chest and got run out of games for being an absolute prick.
Yeah.
That's what I remember him for, stepping on people.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what is his legacy going to be? Like, you know what I mean? It's like you're gonna have I think it's gonna be pretty split. You're gonna have people that absolutely love him, and you're gonna have people that absolutely hate him, and I think it's gonna be pretty split.
He's Vontez Burfict who actually found a way to kind of reel himself back in. He's a dirty player who got run out of a lot of games, developed a reputation, and yet found a way to be like, wait a minute, I still want to grab a ring. I've got legitimate chances to. I need to quit this shit.
I would say more Pac-Man Jones than Vontez Burfict.
I like that reference. But like, yeah, because Pac-Man Jones was the same thing. Like, it was kind of a total douche for the first half of his career, and then the second half kind of toned it down a little bit. But obviously, Ndamukong Suh had a much more successful second half of his career than.
Yes. And when I think of Ndamukong Suh, I will think of the line that Marty McFly uttered when speaking of Mad Dog Tannen in the third Back to the Future. He's an asshole.
Yeah. Basically.
Second thing there, Cooper Flagg, the number 1 overall pick in this year's NBA draft, has been shut down for the summer for 2 pretty good games in the Las Vegas Summer League. Question, and this is for the room. He seems like a good kid. Do we hate him because he went to Duke? Is it the JJ Redick fucking disease?
No, I don't think it's a JJ Redick disease because he's way better than JJ Redick. JJ Redick was hated because he was not good at Duke. He was only known for being a douchebag at Duke.
Okay. So how about Leitner then?
I would put him more on Leitner's radar. He's gonna have he might not have. He's flashier than Leitner. He's more athletic than Leitner.
Leitner couldn't
He
hit
won't go a whole game without missing a shot, though.
So I mean, but I would put him more on that level as far as I think, even though he was at Duke, I mean, Kyrie Irving doesn't get that treatment. I mean, but technically, Kyrie Irving didn't play at Duke. He played 2 games at Duke, so that doesn't really count. And then he was hurt the whole rest of the year, so that really doesn't count. But I don't think. If he's on a spectrum of JJ Redick, Christian Leitner, I would put him more on the Christian Leitner spectrum.
Duke play pro projection. Zion, Grant Hill.
Certainly not Zion because at least he's going to suit up more than half the season.
I don't think a kid from Maine's going to bang a porn star and then get blackmailed for it.
It's hopefully not.
Depends on which one.
John is putting a lot of thought into this.
I am. I really am. I really am because
and by that I mean on court, not off. I was just being an asshole.
No. I know, and honestly, I put Zion Williams in the same category as the Odom from Ohio State.
Greg Oden.
Yeah, Oden from Ohio State. It's like so much potential, so much upside, such a high ceiling, but just you know what I mean? And it's like
Greg Oden got hurt. Zion basically camped out at a fucking Bojangles.
But he's been hurt a lot too.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of why I put that comparison. I think honestly, in my opinion, Grant Hill is the best thing that's ever come out of Duke. Period.
Okay.
Period.
I'm not going to doubt that, and I want to say he's certainly not nipping at his heels. But you also got to look at Carlos Boozer.
See, I think Carlos Boozer had a lot of success as far as hardware, but I wouldn't put him on like a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I wouldn't either, but I'm saying typically, what did they used to call them? Dookie Flukies.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Because they would always be top 10 picks. They would never.
And they would never pan out.
Mike, this is not trying to throw shade at you. Duke used to get the same amount of shade for their players getting picked in the top 10 as
Buckeye
a quarterback
quarterbacks
coming out of
as
Ohio
State quarterbacks for sure, absolutely.
100%.
No, absolutely.
Not throwing shade. That's just what it was.
That was just facts because they were always linebacker you, but then they always drafted their quarterbacks, and it was like, why are you doing that? It's like so. But I mean, obviously now in the most recent years, it's changed a little bit, but
it has.
But for a long time, it was like Ohio State quarterbacks just never panned out.
I've been a Buckeye fan for 32 years. Have we had a good quarterback in the NFL till CJ Stroud?
Can't really. Yeah.
No. The answer is no. It's okay. You can say it. Other than the 5-game run Craig Krenzel had for the Bears the one year, outside of that.
Mr. Astrophysicist or whatever he is. Wasn't he like the guy that had like 15 degrees or something like that by the time he graduated?
think about the quarterback running back tandem on that team. You had a convict and a Rhodes Scholar.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of like Randy Moss and Pennington. Anyway, moving on.
or Deshaun Watson and anybody else on the Browns roster.
John, do you know what the Big Rican number of the week was last week?
What?
The number was 11. Because that was how many games before Justin Tucker's kicking field goals for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, and now Judkins, add Judkins to the list now too. So this has been a fantastic few seasons for the Brownies. Let me tell you.
Let's spend $600 million and build them a stadium.
They need to do better background character checks on these people.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. So is it Yannick Sinner won Wimbledon
Yannick
today?
Sinner
Beat Carlos Alcaraz. I saw this stat was crazy. For the first time since 1991, you had the women's champion a double bagel in the
correct.
final.
Correct. That was
This bitch won
very impressive.
love.
Wow. In the championship?
Yes.
In the championship match.
Wow.
She double bageled this chick.
Is that like, I mean, I understand it's Wimbledon. I understand it's the best of the best, but it's like, I don't follow tennis at all. I'm not even going to like pretend that I do. But something like that, like equivalent that to like, is that like the San Antonio Spurs sweeping the Cavs, or would that be reversed? Like, would that be the Cavs sweeping the San Antonio Spurs that year?
No, it kind of was here because I did follow the tournament. So eighth seeded Iga Swiatek, who won the tournament last year, blanked Amanda Anisimova from the United States 6-0, 6-0, and needed only 57 minutes.
Wow.
This was
That's
New York
impressive.
Yankees over the San Diego Padres, John, in 1998. There was never a game.
Wow. Okay.
It
Wow.
was just straight domination.
Wow.
And Anisimova was in her first ever Grand Slam final. She had only made her second ever Grand Slam semifinal over the weekend. The 23-year-old from New Jersey, who's ironically not strangely
Is she even ranked?
Yeah, she's ranked 13th
Okay.
right now. She's got a Ukrainian father and a Georgian mother, not a Georgia the country. Now we're
Yeah. In fact, yeah.
I kind of figured with that last name, James.
And
I wasn't thinking she was a peach.
And Anisimova upset the number one player in the world, Sabalenko, in the semifinals in 3 sets. And I watched a good chunk of that match. That was a classic. But the Sinner win over Alcaraz, there was part of me that actually had to think, wait a minute, is this going to be Roland Garros all over again? Because Sinner was up 4-2 in the first set at Roland Garros, and then things completely fell apart to where he had Mike. You and I talked about it. That night is that he had 3 match points in the third set, and then Alcaraz went on a run. So Sinner's off a break in the first set, and then Alcaraz wins the first set, and then Sinner just goes off and wins 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 in the second, third, and fourth. He actually, I want to say he broke a record with his fastest. I think he's the fastest ever to win his 4th Grand Slam.
Damn.
I think he's already got 100 Grand Slam victories in terms of
matches?
actual matches.
That's insane.
Dude.
And
Alex
considering he missed 10 months last year with a PED violation.
Oh,
Well,
hey.
Okay, so
Last
that
name-
might be where he gets most of those victories from then.
Yeah. Last name fits.
I mean, he's a
So-
Paisan.
Anyways, so James, the AEW pay-per-view from yesterday, I do have to say I did catch some highlights, and I would like to know 2 things. 1, why the fuck did they have a match where a dude got slammed onto a fucking bed of nails?
We will talk about that. Alex, you didn't happen to catch it last night, did you?
I missed the entirety of it, but wasn't it like a 6 or 7 hour show?
from the start of the pre-show to the when it ended about 9 o'clock. Yeah, the entire festivities went about 7 hours.
Oh my gosh.
But it was worth it. There was not one. See, AEW, as many shots as they take from other people, they do pay-per-view right.
Now, the other couple things I saw, is it the dude from 90210's kid that was climbing fucking Everest and came out and shot a promo from the top of the fucking mountain?
That was Darby Allin, who climbed Everest 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Wow.
So I saw that. I saw Christian got the fuck beat out of him.
But had an unlikely reunion when Adam Copeland came out and ran off both FTR and the Patriarchy with his nail loaded 2x4 he calls Spike. And then Alex, you'll remember this, and Mike, you've also seen the highlight where Adam Copeland wanted to reconcile with him with Christian on TV a few weeks ago. And Christian said, "Go fuck yourself" on live TV. Well, Copeland runs everybody off, drops the bed of nails, drops the 2x4 of nails, picks up a microphone and says, "Go find yourself." So we're going to get an Edge and Christian reunion here in the next few weeks.
Nice. I like that. He'll be out soon, by the way, Copeland. They're shooting season 2 of the Percy Jackson show on Disney.
Yeah, but he's also said he's only got about maybe 2 more years left in him anyway.
Yeah.
Are they still going by the names Edge and Christian? Or are they still?
He goes by Christian Cage, and Adam Copeland Edge goes by his real name, Adam Copeland.
Okay.
He kept the Rated R Superstar thing.
Yeah.
He just
and the music, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the music was written for him, wasn't it?
Right, by Alter Bridge.
But last but not least, John Moxley.
A couple more quick things here, real quick. 56-year-old Dustin Rhodes is the TNT champion.
That's Cody's brother, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Much older brother.
The former Gold Dust.
I was gonna say, wasn't that Gold Dust?
So,
oh my!
At 56 years old, right now, Dustin Rhodes, the natural Dustin Rhodes, is the TBS champion, one half of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team champions, and 1/3 of the Ring of Honor 6-man champions. He's got more gold than half the roster.
Well, it's all the paint he used in the 90s. They're giving him actual hardware to go with it.
Yep. Considering he said he's only got maybe another year or 2 left in him at most anyway.
Speaking of old fucks, did you see what happened last night on Main Event?
Yeah. So, screw that guy.
Bill Goldberg had his retirement match last night.
Bill Goldberg. Wow.
Whose son is playing linebacker at Colorado now, John.
Wow.
But the reason why Dustin Rhodes won the TBS championship is little somber news for me. I believe Adam Cole retired last night.
Oh, shit.
Cole was the champion. He was scheduled to face Kyle Fletcher one-on-one for the championship. And Cole was deemed
Did you say Adam Cole?
Yeah.
Like the old school ring announcer?
That was Michael Cole.
All right, okay. I was like, what? That dude actually wrestles now?
Yeah. Mike and Alex will both tell you Adam Cole is my favorite wrestler.
All right, okay.
But Cole comes out to the ring with the championship. He's in street clothes. He's been announced not cleared to compete. He picks up a microphone and starts crying. And apparently he re-aggravated the concussion that kept him out most of 2024. With later reports that have come out today, he says he's got to go away for a while. He doesn't want to say retirement because he's not in the right headspace. But there's a lot of people thinking that we may have actually seen the last of Adam Cole in a professional wrestling ring in an active capacity.
That's rough.
That sucks.
And say whatever you want about, the fact that he used to be a body guy. He's, his physique's not nearly what it was. Some of his performances slowed down. He missed most of 2024. With the concussion, he missed a good chunk of the early part of latter 2024 and early 2025 with the broken ankle. you have never read a single bad thing about Austin Jenkins, the person.
Mhm.
One of the most entertaining, charitable, funniest guys. Arguably, he's one of the best video game Twitch streamers I've ever watched. It would be a real shame if this is the end for him.
That would suck, dude. I know that was your boy, so I feel for you. Sidebar, John, do you know who Michael Cole's broadcast partner is now?
No, I do not.
Pat McAfee.
Like the Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Wow.
And the lead announcer on Monday Night Raw is Joe Tessitore from ESPN.
What? Wow.
Yeah, and because Cole and McAfee do SmackDown now, and then McAfee takes off football season because he does Game Day, and then as soon as Game Day's over, McAfee comes back, which usually ends up him doing something stupid at the Royal Rumble.
So, Michael, going back to what you said, let's get into the Tom fuckery.
One of Bobby's toys, speaking of Tom, you said Tom fuckery, one of Bobby's toys just randomly started singing.
Interesting.
It's a recycling truck that doesn't have a fucking off switch. John knows these things because he's got a
Oh yes. All too much.
Like literally,
all too well.
Jim said Tom fuckery, and this thing started singing.
That's funny.
No, it's not.
In the main event, we had AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, the former Dean Ambrose, going up against Hangman Adam Page in a Texas death match to where the only way to win is either by submission or knockout. Both men start bleeding within the first 4 minutes of the match because Jon Moxley is getting stabbed in the head with a fucking fork. Wait.
All right.
You mean to tell me the blood started because someone thought he was barbecue?
It was in Texas. They were in Globe Life. Moxley starts raking barbed wire over Hangman's back.
Never mind that shit. Get to the fucking Hindu bed of nails, because this is crazy.
We're 3/4 of the way through the match. Moxley goes under the ring and has his female enforcer, Marina Shafir, pull a bed of nails. And we're talking like 5-inch long carpentry nails from under the ring.
What the?
Wow.
The match ends when Moxley has Shafir go under the ring to grab a briefcase, which, since Moxley won the AEW World title back in October, they threw the briefcase, which still had Bryan Danielson, his nameplates on the belt. They threw it in a briefcase, and nobody's seen it in 10 months. He tells Shafir to go get the briefcase. Shafir tries to get away, and she can't because she's handcuffed with like a 3-foot-long chain, and it's Swerve Strickland's manager. And Alex, you also, you know the storyline full well with Hangman against Swerve. Swerve breaks into Hangman's house. Hangman burns down Swerve's house afterwards. A few weeks later. But they have a common enemy about trying to get rid of Moxley, trying to get the belt off of Moxley. So they finally come to an understanding. Swerve comes out with Hangman's chain, drills the Young Bucks, throws the chain to Hangman, who proceeds to try to choke Moxley over the top rope, a la noose style, with a chain. Moxley gets back in the ring. Hangman hits his top rope flipping buckshot lariat. Moxley falls back first into the bed of nails. And then proceeds to hang him over the top rope, and Moxley basically taps out to the delight of 40,000 people in that stadium.
Wow.
I can't.
It was easily one of the 3 or 4 most violent matches I've ever seen, and I was all for it.
Well, that's because you're an ECW freak from back in the day. I applaud it. But yeah.
EC dub. Oh yeah, nothing beats ECW.
Nothing. So good pay-per-view.
I would say great, because also Timeless Tony Storm retained over Mercedes Monet, hitting 5 of her sit-out pile drivers, especially one off the second rope.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wow.
she hangs Mercedes. Alex, she hangs Mercedes up in the corner, basically kind of crotches her and everything, goes up and kisses her, and then actually hits her with a second rope. That Storm Zero, that short pile driver.
John, the chicks bring it now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But
That's pretty awesome.
James,
so where can I watch AEW?
They are on every Wednesday night at 8. They are live on TBS, and then on Friday nights they are live on TNT. I want to say at 8 as well for their SmackDown type show, Collision.
Okay.
But
There'll
James,
be a few names that you've probably seen before, but a lot that you won't, and they're kind of being the revolution right now.
Okay.
It's time, James. It's time to push the button.
Shut up and just push the button already?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's the YZ Translator on the Wise Guys Sports Show.
I'm forever unclean.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the YZ Translator. It is the best segment of the night because it is the last segment of the night. As usual, James and I give each other, and now our brethren, names inside and outside of the sports world. And the first thing that pops into our brains is what we go with. But we have had a change in this because instead of me going over some of our greatest hits, we have what is now being lovingly called the YZ Chronicle, the chyron that James puts up. And usually I end up having to hold myself from peeing my pants because it is on that level of comedy.
It's
James,
also because you're also all hopped up on Mountain Dew and energy drinks.
Just Celsius, dude. Swear. And the new medication, but we won't go there tonight. That's not
Anarchy. I don't even know what it means, but I love it.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Jesus Christ. So, James, if you would please, the chronicle for this evening, sir. Oh, no. Wait, that means Alex is Kevin Pollak. And you're Burgess Meredith. Now, here's the question. Who's Jack Lemmon and who's Walter Matthau, the two of us?
That's a great question.
I think I'm more of Jack Lemmon.
Hey, dickhead.
Moron.
That's the best scene. That they're rowing out there with the, hey, putz. Hey, dickhead.
No. The best scene is when Burgess Meredith is talking to Sophia Loren's mother in the second one. Maybe you'd like to
not seen the second one. That's going to be on the short list by the time we come back.
Second one is good. The first one is classic. First one is absolutely classic.
The second one, he looks at Sophia Loren's mother and he goes, How about coming back to my house and sampling the spicy pepperoni? Burgess Meredith was 85. And that wasn't scripted.
That almost reminds me of the legendary Kevin Pollak story of Nicholson hitting on his mom during the filming of
Two Good Men.
Two Good Men.
No, I will send to Alex and John the Nicholson story about Chinatown that Pollak told on Rich Eisen.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, but so Alex, real quick, you got to give us another minute, Jim, because we are now tonight's kind of an anniversary for you, Alex.
Oh, is it? Okay.
We are 3 years removed from the top off the rails segment of 2022. And it is the episode before the All-Star game.
Oh, you're gonna have to give me a second because I forgot I don't have the actual video. But
It's on
but
YouTube channel.
Go ahead and fill. I'm actually trying to find it on the channel.
And Alex John gave us an opening to an episode that no one will forget. We were discussing the plights of our baseball teams, and I made a crack about two of us being happy, and those two being James and I. To which we asked Alex a question about a crime. And he gave an answer that left the two of us in stitches and him with the best just poker face as he said it. So bear with us just a minute, Alex. I know you got to go. You just got to give us this one.
Because I got to go way back for this.
Just go right to the OTR playlist. It's the fifth one down. Not that I know that. Well, because I put the earbuds in when I get to work in the morning. So I'll pick random shit. Like I listen to the Kelsey brothers every now and again. And they had Brad Pitt on, which was hilarious. But the other day I just hit the OTR shuffle and it was the first one that came up and I stopped it. I called him like, dude, we need this for Sunday.
All right.
So Alex, in your honor.
Special guest this evening. He is what I would call an honorary wise guy. He is from the Row 7 podcast from the wonderful windy city of Chicago, Mr. Alex. Alex, how are you, sir? Are you feeling better?
I'm 100% now, man. I'm feeling good. All gas, no brakes. Looking to jump in and talk some sports and some shenanigans maybe if they happen to come up.
Dude, you're with us. It's guaranteed.
Well,
3,
just
2,
added flavor.
We actually are going to see if we can put on FanDuel and over under and how quickly we go off the rails.
Can we do that? Because I'll put money on it. I'll bet it.
Yeah, well, most people would, and they'd all pick the under.
Under 1,000%.
And it's under 30 seconds.
Correct.
So we got a lot to go over tonight, gentlemen. It is All-Star Weekend. We are past the statistical halfway point of the Major League Baseball season, and at least two of us are happy. If anyone follows Alex on Twitter,
don't follow me on Twitter.
What do you call it when you want to murder a senior citizen?
The right thing to do. How about that?
Thinning out the herd.
Oh my god!
Putting them out of their misery.
I hear that and I think of the Hurling Day episode of Dinosaurs from the 90s when they threw the mother-in-law off the mountain.
Oh my gosh. That is phenomenal.
The senior citizen in question is Tony La Russa.
It was July 15th, 2022. We were just shy of 3 years to the day.
Wow. My gosh. And look at us now. Like, look at the quality that we have and everything in the production and everything. Look how far like you guys have come. It's been awesome, like watching you guys for like the last few years and just all of us in general. It's pretty awesome.
It is. So, buddy, if you got to hop off, thank you so much. Like I said when I mentioned it last week, it's not the Big Rican Baseball Show without you.
I appreciate you guys having me on. It's always a blast. Always a blast.
We'll see you for the football preview in a few weeks.
1,000%. I'm in.
We love you, brother. Have yourself a good night.
Later.
Take care, okay?
We'll see you.
See you guys.
So, John, I'm going to pick on you first tonight.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, I'm going to go here. John, your first name in tonight's Wisey Translator comes from the world of college football. And it's the name I gave James last week because I want to hear what you got to say about it. And never mind, I don't remember his name, but the BYU quarterback, Paul, whatever his name was.
Jake Retzlaff.
Jake Retzlaff. Hit the button.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Isn't that most religions now?
That's That's not very Mormon of you. But
I can't.
I mean, he's only 23, 24, so he's only at 3 wives.
Yeah, but as a Mormon, you're not supposed to test drive the other ones.
How dare you read my mind on live air? What do you got for us, dude?
Mike, I'm going to go your direction here. We did not bring his name up in the first part of the show here. But he's also a very big point as to why the Boston Red Sox have rattled off 10 wins. Your name in the Wisey translator from me tonight, Alex Bregman.
God damn, the Astros are fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the few guys who wasn't getting the trash can banged, and now he's gone.
Here's 2 tons of irony here.
Oh boy.
Bregman is he's one of the main reasons why the Red Sox have rattled off 10 in a row and they've gotten to within 3 of the Jays. George Springer is one of the big reasons why the Blue Jays have been that successful, and they are 3 games up on the Red Sox.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
John, you're on the hook.
All right, Jim. I got one for you. We're going to go with, she's been a hot topic for the last couple weeks here. We'll go with Sophie Cunningham.
Ooh.
It's a good thing I don't live in Utah and I'm not friends with Jake Retzlaff, because you leave one of my 3 future wives out of this. I've been a fan of Sophie since she was a sophomore at Mizzou. I don't take as much umbrage with her comments about Cleveland and Detroit and Philadelphia getting the WNBA teams as a lot of other people. She's going to speak her mind, but we all can agree with the fact that she was probably a hell of a lot more deserving for the NBA 2K cover than the bricklayer.
than the Mrs. Mebound.
John, have you seen there's a channel on TikTok that they actually bet this her first shot?
I have.
Yes,
that
is great.
They put up some money.
They put up some money.
They put up some bank.
You see the fat white dude dancing with the one night?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, you know,
actual brick.
Yeah,
well,
I have seen those shorts pop up every now and then.
You know what they do when they bet that? Do you guys ever frequent casinos at all?
No.
Have you ever heard of the red or black game?
What, the roulette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how the red and black games works is that I take 20, John takes 20, Mike takes 20. We all pool our money together and we bet either red or black. If it loses, we're done. We can't do it anymore. We bet it, if we hit, it doubles up. And then we walk away at that point. And whichever one of us is feeling it grabs the stack and then makes the bet without it. It doesn't even, you don't even have to consult with the other 2. And basically that's all that they do, is they basically have pooled their money together and they make the bet every day. And it's not even so much that if somebody's not feeling it, they just go for it.
Wow. That's great. That's crazy.
They have made some serious money off the fact that she can't shoot a basketball.
Well, yeah. So she has made some serious money off the fact that she can't shoot a basketball.
I wonder how many people went to throw away the bag that her McDonald's thing came in and missed. Just a question.
You go to Arby's.
Go to Arby's. So, John.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes. Oh no, this one is for James. I apologize. I did.
Oh, it's okay,
John. My fault. James. your name from me tonight is an oldie but goodie for us. And it is the newly engaged Donovan Mitchell.
I don't know who the hell she is. I don't listen to that kind of music. Good for him, and at least it'll be him engaged to some celebrity that, doesn't have a trashy reality show.
I was going to say, at least it's not a Kardashian, right, Jim?
As I told you on the phone the other day, 6 and 1, shit in one hand, wish in the other, see which fills first. All kudos to Green Day.
Yeah. Jim, I think you're up and it's for John, isn't it?
Yes, it is. John, we're going to go out of the sports world and I kind of want to get your take on this gentleman. He's not in the realm of the comic book universe that you're more kind of inclined to, but he's now kind of become part of the newer universe, and we all know who he is. We all love his work, and I would like to actually get your take on the new Green Lantern, Nathan Fillion.
Wow, okay. That's a tough one because I mean, I may have used this one before, but if you want me to take a shit in a box and mark it guaranteed, I will. I got some spare time. I don't think Green Lantern should have been revisited in the first place. I don't think it should be revisited now.
He's Guy Gardner. He's not Hal Jordan. He's one of the different ones.
And it was a secondary part. It's not like they're going to spin off and make a new Green Lantern with him.
He's only in this movie as Guy Gardner for two reasons. One, he grew up with James Gunn, and two, James Gunn wanted to put him in a bowl cut to make him look ridiculous.
Okay.
And Fillion signed off on it.
Well, Fillion's as nuts as Gunn is.
But I mean, all right. Well, then I guess if we want to go deep and we want to get there's Castle was big, but let's all be honest, Firefly was not.
Should have been.
It should have been, yes. And did that have a spinoff?
It did.
It had like a TV show spinoff or something like that. Or was Firefly the show? Firefly was the show, and then it had a spinoff movie that they kind of just closed it off.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, honestly, he was the actor in those. He wasn't the writer, director, or anything like that in those. But yeah, it's hard because I think he's really good. I just think he's been handed some crappy parts.
I mean, we also remember growing up that he was Caleb, the big bad in the first season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
And I will say, for everything that I know, the one thing that I like him in is his current role as John Nolan in The Rookie.
See, I have not seen The Rookie. I need to see that. I need to see The Rookie.
It's good, dude.
Yeah, I have not seen any of that.
He's married to Jenna
Dewan.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the show.
Okay. Yeah, I have not seen any of that. I definitely need to at least
Mike,
gander at that.
In that show, he went from Lucy Chen to Sonya Blade to now Jenna Dewan.
Yeah, dude, he had Allie Larder.
Wow.
And now she looks really old on Landman.
And also in I want to say he also for like half a season dated in the show dated Sarah Shadi or not Lauren Shahadi, but Sharon I can't think of her name. But she's been in everything. She had that USA show Necessary Roughness or whatnot, or she was like a shrink to athletes.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember her. Okay. And his ex-wife on the show is the chick from Bones.
Yeah. It's like, I'm wondering, does he get Hulk Hogan as creative control about which hot actresses he gets to hook up with?
God, I hope so.
You would think so.
Yeah. John, what do you got for me while we slam the door on this puppy?
All right, his name was brought up earlier tonight, and we had an interesting conversation about the whole franchise, so to speak, that you would call that one would say the Dukies. We're going to go with Cooper Flagg.
Most clear-cut proof of draft tampering, says Patrick Ewing.
Oh, no. Brad Doherty was a year after.
Okay. The Cavs didn't trade a generational player at the age of 26 to the fucking Lakers to make him the new face of the franchise. And
Yeah,
then
but the Knicks didn't have a frozen envelope.
Yeah, they did. Come on. Everybody and their mother knew before that happened. The Knicks were going to end up with Patrick Ewing, and it was going to be
just like the Cavs and LeBron.
Oh God, yes.
Are you telling me that the Cavs were not going to get that pick?
That wasn't frozen envelope. That was just, let's just give it to them.
Yeah.
They're going to fold if we don't, but let's just give it to them.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did you see what's going on today?
No, I've been at the baseball field all day.
The Cavaliers front office has been having conversations with Rich Paul.
Really?
Lakers are going to buy him out.
What? How's that possible?
I'm trying to line up a trifecta here.
The new owner wants nothing to do with him.
You have to stop the Q-tip when there's resistance.
You're not incorrect, James. I am merely reporting the news.
Wow.
But if they stand pat and at him,
they don't have the money with the second apron to be able to bring him in even on league minimum.
Yeah, they do. You lose one of your league minimum guys off the back end of the bench to bring him in.
Yeah, but you would think, but the problem is Evan Mobley's extension kicked in.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell's back end kicked in.
And they just have to pay him the veteran minimum. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying I'm a fan of it. But a full circle things that happen. And with the way the Eastern Conference is, this goes down, they are the immediate favorite to win it all.
They're already that coming out of the East anyway because of how shot the East is with the fact that since we came on the air, Tyrese Halliburton is not going to play next year. Jason Tatum's not going to play next year. So it's now down to the Cavs.
And the Cavs got better by acquiring Ball.
I agree.
And they have a full offseason with Hunter from Atlanta.
I think LeBron is, if he's going to leave, I think it's more likely he goes back to Miami than anything.
I think if he leaves LA, he's coming back to Cleveland.
Yeah, no.
I think he will ride off into the sunset and finish his career in Cleveland.
Especially if they got a shot to win a title. You go out and 2 of your 5 rings are in fucking Cleveland.
Yeah. How are you not written down? How are you not on Mount Rushmore at that point?
Yeah, I mean, Jim, I love the city. I bleed for the city. But this dude wins 2 titles in Cleveland. That's a feather in a hat nobody else has.
I completely agree with that, but we'll talk about this as we get closer to the NBA season, especially if it's not if it's not a done deal, but yet things start ramping up.
Teasers.
They brought up a really good point on CBS Sports the other day. If you're Minnesota, if you're Golden State, if you're the Lakers, nobody's coming anywhere close to Minnesota to Oklahoma City. You think LeBron is really going to push them past Oklahoma City as the fact that they are now Golden State from 5 years ago? There's nobody going to challenge Oklahoma City. Unless they take a massive step back. There is nobody on paper right now that really makes me think that anybody other than Oklahoma City is going to end up repeating next year.
Depends on how health goes. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, but yeah. But you can't really put that in. You can't add that into the equation. That's a variable. That's a variable that's just not stationary. So
yeah.
But yeah, you're right, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it is what it is. But with that, we got till October for that. But gentlemen, I want to thank you for tonight. It is very rare that we get a night of all baseball. And I do appreciate it that it's always the four of us because it's such differing opinions about the game. And I love it.
Yeah.
And yes, our next broadcast will be Sunday night, August the 3rd at 8:30 p.m. Episode 117 of the Wise Guys. In the coming weeks, there will be more Big Rican blog stuff. As you see, the shirt I'm wearing today is because next Saturday I am going to be probably in tears when number 5 goes up in the Raptors and David Wright becomes only the second player in franchise history to be inducted into the Mets Hall of Fame and have his number retired on the same day. The other one was Tom Seaver.
Wow. That's quite good company.
The two greatest developed players in the history of the franchise get the same treatment. Also, by the time we come back, Pete Alonso will have set the all-time record for home runs as a New York Met in his career in year 8.
Wow.
Hey, John, you know who's got it now? Strawberry.
I was going to say Strawberry. I was either going to say him or the July 1st guy. I don't want to say his name, but
you can say it.
Bobby Bonilla.
No, because if you do, it's like actually saying the Michael Buffer line. You have to pay him $10,000.
Yeah, you have to pay him if you say his name.
Do you know? And this will be the parting shot for tonight. Do you know what the Bobby Bonilla deal did?
Brought in David Wright.
Very good.
I know that.
It was the first domino. So guess what? Pay the fucker. I don't care.
Pay him.
And why do you think I'm so glad that they took out deferred contracts like that with the new NHL collective bargaining agreement they signed 2 weeks ago? John, what do you got coming up?
Yeah.
I just got a lot of streaming coming up. As you can see, I got merch stuff going on. I've actually just recently became an ambassador for G Fuel. Made it into their ambassador program. So now I actually have, so for G Fuel, I actually have a creator code. I have a discount code and there's stuff there. I also have part of the ambassador program for Smackin' Sunflower Seeds as well. Nice. So that's what I was saying earlier. I got a lot of stuff rolling my way. That's really, really awesome. I stream right now Monday, Wednesday, Thursday on all platforms, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, streaming on all platforms. So you can catch me anywhere there.
G Fuel's got a caffeine-free version, right?
They do have a caffeine-free version. It's rare though. It's
okay.
I think there's like one item that's caffeine-free. But yeah, I will definitely get you guys the links to all that stuff.
Mike, you know I can't do a whole lot of caffeine. It aggravates my costochondritis. I found a new energy drink that I can do called Fit Aid, and they've got a caffeine-free citrus medley that I absolutely love.
They do have a couple items that are caffeine-free.
I know, dude. It's just
for maximum hydration.
Yeah, for caffeine-free, I hear it and I go, what?
Yeah. I will get you those links, Jim.
Okay. I've got a sports note coming out tomorrow. We talked about it earlier in the show. I'm going to tear the All-Star Game format apart with the fact of Mizorowski getting named after only 5 starts. I've already got the notes planned. I've got all the graphics lined up to go. I will be blogging about it probably tomorrow morning. I will be putting the video together tomorrow night. That should be out no later than Tuesday. And then next weekend, if you're going to catch me, you're going to have to beat me over the head with a shovel and disconnect my internet, because I am fully lined up for TennoCon 2025. So
Jesus Christ.
I've been waiting for it all year, and it's 2 days this year. Last year I missed it because of my cousin's wedding, and I ain't missing it this year.
Well, I won't talk to you next weekend, so don't worry about it.
Friday and Saturday. Friday they're doing something really cool. Is they're actually doing they rented out the RBC place in London, Ontario, and they're doing a full 2-hour concert of all the game music that Friday night. And it's going to be some of the creators, the actual musician studio, because they've won multiple game awards and Canadian music awards for the music in the game. So there's a lot of people say that Digital Extremes is a music company that parades and produces video games on the sides. So they're doing that Friday, and then they've got like 7 hours worth of different panels and streaming on Saturday.
Nice. So for the Sporting Sith and for JC Bluno, I am Big Rican saying good night and big balls.